Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convy.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Wow, what a super group. Aren't you all nice? Thank you so much, and thank you at home for tuning in to Tattletales. Nice to have you with us today. You're going to have fun today. I know I say that a lot, but I tell you, it's like going to a party. It really is, and we have three super couples today. You're going to meet them now. On my left, winning money for the blue section, Milton Burle and his wife, Ruth Burle.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ruth?
Yes.
Nice to have you with us today, dear.
Thank you, Bert. Nice to be
Hey,
here.
Milton, how you feeling?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Parks. Pardon me. I'm tired.
Wrong Bert.
I'm tired.
You ought to be tired because after the show yesterday,
you flew to New York
and flew back.
Yeah, well, I'm on the jet lag. You know, 3 hours behind. It gets so the jet lag. What it does to you.
What does it do to you?
You want to do straight for me?
Sure.
I sit down to eat, I get sexy, I go to bed, I get hungry. Okay?
Right.
Oh, good. You're a good straight man. A good straight man.
I tried. I'm sorry. You have to tell me
Is that right, Ruth?
how I fouled that up. Winning money today for the banana section, for the yellow section, Mr. Frank Gilbert and his wife, Amanda Blake.
And in the meantime, he drank some straight.
Amanda, how are you, love?
I'm absolutely super, Bert.
Really? That's what I hear. Frank, how are you? It's nice to have you with
I
us.
just barely got here. I guess you know that the jet lag, you know.
Yes, that jet lag will get to you every time, won't it?
I was under that raisin.
I love straighting for Milton, especially when he doesn't remember the punchline.
I don't remember.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't remember a punchline.
Never in the world did you ever forget a punchline, right?
I've done some of the greatest jokes Youngman's ever used.
Winning money today for the red section, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Orson Bean and his wife, Carolyn Bean. Carolyn, Milton just said that Carolyn Bean was the funniest name he ever heard.
I meant Orson Bean.
Orson Bean. You think Orson Bean is a funny name?
Oh, is that your right name, Orson?
It is
Bean?
now, yes.
No. What was it, Beanstalk? What was it?
It was Bebel. That's the singular of Beblich. I changed it to Bean. My real name was Dallas Burroughs.
Dallas what?
Changed it. Dallas Burroughs sounds like a name some
Dallas
nut named Orson
Burroughs?
Bean would make up and change his name to. Yes.
Sounds like a town.
Panhandle of Texas.
I just flew in from New York, too. My arms are very tired.
I understand. Brum, brum. Okay, moving right along. You got the idea of what it's going to be like today, gang? You sort of got it, huh? Oh, Milton loved that one.
We're going to have a memory test today, I'll tell you that. Let's win some money.
Here's the first question. Worth $150. Your rooting section is going to start winning money right now.
We'll be the judge of that.
Yes. Ladies, we want your reaction to a recent and unusual news story. For some 50 years, a loving husband fixed his wife's breakfast every morning. When he died, she had him cremated and put some of his ashes into a 3-minute hourglass.
Oh, my.
Now, every morning when she has breakfast, there he is, still timing her soft-boiled eggs for her. The question. Here it is. Do you find this story morbid or heartwarming? Don't say anything. There it is, right there.
Will you get another panelist?
No, Milton, please come back. We need you.
It's the worst question I've ever heard.
I know that, but
You don't know that.
Yes, I do know
I
it.
don't want you to turn your back to the camera.
Get this one. Okay, here's the question, ladies, in case you've forgotten. Do you find the story I just told about the lady who had her husband cremated and used his ashes to time her soft-boiled eggs, do you find that story morbid, or do you find it indeed heartwarming? Because there he is with her at breakfast every morning. Go think about it, ladies. We'll come back to your answers in a moment. I don't know, gang. I think this is funny. Milton, come on. Now, what's Ruth going to say? What would she do? Now, put yourself in the guy's place. I mean, wouldn't you
stretched out.
Put myself in the guy's place?
Wouldn't you like to know that you could go on having breakfast with Ruth every day?
No. What would Ruth say? First place, I think that the first thing that she would say that it's a ridiculous question.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't know who wrote this stuff.
It's for fun.
It's for fun.
Sure.
You get money, and that's the fun of it. I think that first place she would say it's a silly question. Second place, there's no answer to heartwarming or what was
or morbid.
Or morbid.
Yeah.
I would say it's ridiculous. And
but that's not on my card. It has to be morbid or heartwarming.
Morbid or heartwarming?
Well, because she's thought enough of them to
She'd
keep
say
them.
morbid.
She'll say morbid? You
Yeah,
think so,
morbid.
really?
If she say morbid, morbid.
Okay, gang, you're gonna go for morbid. Let's bring on Ruth. Now, Ruth, the lady has her husband there.
I know.
You know
I
the
heard
whole
of
thing.
It's all ridiculous thing.
Yes. Well, what do you find? Do you find this story morbid or heartwarming?
It's just the choice of the two. I mean, I can't say ridiculous or. I will say morbid.
That's
It's
what he
not
said.
heartwarming.
In fact, he said ridiculous a lot.
Did he?
That's perfect.
I told you.
That was a perfect match all the way around.
Is there an animal act on the show here?
Why? You got a little itch there?
I wasn't referring to you.
He's sitting next to me.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but Frank and Amanda have a lot of animals in Phoenix. You know,
I know he does.
might have brought a little something with him. Frank, what's Amanda
I've
going to
got
say?
one sitting back there in the little old box, too.
Oh, you do, really?
Yeah.
What did you bring with you?
My animal.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she's right there. You can see her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get there.
That's
It's all
my
right.
beautiful animal.
What's Amanda going to say to this question? Will she find it morbid or heartwarming?
Well, I can think of probably a half a dozen different words that would probably suit it, a little better.
Yes, of course.
If it isn't morbid, I got to go out and start all over again.
Right. So you'll say it's morbid.
That's what I think. yeah.
Okay, that's what you think. The banana section seems to agree. Let's bring on Amanda. There she is. Amanda, how do you find this story? Do you find it morbid or do you find it heartwarming?
Well, I feel that poor man deserves a rest. I think that's the most gross, morbid thing I've ever
That's what
heard.
Frank said. You'd say. You're right.
It's a terrible thing.
That's funny that you said you think the poor man deserves a rest. There he is. On the go every morning. For 3 minutes up, 3 minutes down.
That's about it.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. Orson, what's
Yeah.
Carolyn gonna
Carolyn
say?
Bean is a very romantic lady. She is going to find the story heartwarming.
Yes,
I tell you the truth.
Now you see there.
She is going to find it heartwarming, and she has a pair of hard-boiled eggs every morning. For
Yeah,
breakfast.
really?
And the only thing that gives me pause is that I know that my ashes are going to be timing 4 hard-boiled eggs. I'll be dead 2 minutes. She'll have a new guy in there, and I'll be timing his eggs for him. I know that. It couldn't actually happen with me. I'm not going to get cremated. I've decided I'm going to leave my brain to science, and the liver and the kidney and all the good things, to medical colleges, and the rest of me will go to the rest of my body, whatever is left, will go to a poverty-stricken weirdo.
Yes, right.
A needy necrophiliac.
Okay, she'll say it's heartwarming.
Absolutely
See
heartwarming,
there.
yes.
There's another answer for you.
Heartwarming. Believe me, I know this
Now, don't
woman.
give it away. Don't say a word. Let's bring on Carolyn. Shh. Carolyn, how do you find this story? Do you find it morbid or do you find it heartwarming?
If that's the best thing she could think of to do with what was left of him, then I find it heartwarming. But
That's
I
what
have better
the man
plans
said.
for Orson.
You see? Hey, gang, you're all right. We split the opening pot 3 ways. Everybody gets the money. We start with a tie, which is the way we should start. We'll come back and divide all the rest of it in a minute. You'll come back now. See you in a second.
Join us, front row center, for an afternoon with Broadway's most celebrated artists.
Mr. Joel Gray.
Here we go. Question number 2. Hang on to your seats. Ladies, if you're ready, we have a 3-way tie out here. This one's worth $150. You're going to love this one, Milton. Really, I promise.
Is this for the men?
This is for the ladies. Ladies,
for the ladies.
how much of your time is taken up by activities that have absolutely nothing to do with your home, husband, or family? In other words, just you. 10% of your time, 50% of your time, or more than that. Okay? How much of your time is taken up by activities that have absolutely nothing to do with your home, husband, or family? In other words, just you. 10% of your time, 50% of your time, or more than that. Think about that, ladies, and they are, too. And we'll come back and see what the percentages are. And goodbye, ladies. There they go. Frank, we'll start with you. What is Amanda going to say to that?
What are we talking about 24 hours a day? Or are we talking about 365
I think
days
it probably
a year?
means the daytime, the daylight hours. When,
She has a number of activities.
She has to do something while you're up at the country club drinking.
Well, of course. I get bombed every day. Of course she does something in the meantime, you know.
the percentages.
Time-wise, I wouldn't even... I'll flip a coin. Would you say 50%? 10?
10 or 50 or more than that?
She's not very good on time, you know.
It would be 10, 50, or more than that she spends?
No, it wouldn't be more. It would be... She thinks she spends all of her life at home, but she doesn't. But, okay, I'll go with 10.
You'll say 10.
But
all
because
right.
that's what they say, I'll go with it.
Now,
if
you
you're
understand,
wrong...
Okay, you understand that this is time she spends away from family and home. You say 10% of the time.
3 troublemakers are
Okay.
turning your head around.
Let's bring her on. Shh. Amanda, how much of your time is taken up by activities that have nothing to do with your home or your husband or your family? Would you say 10% of your time, 50% of your time, or more than that?
This is considering the last question and this question, it's like, opposite ends of the
Yes.
pole. This is really a very serious question.
Yes, very heavy question in comparison, especially.
Well, let's see. Of course, when I was working on Gunsmoke, that took up a tremendous amount of my time, and I'm still involved with a great many activities that don't concern house, home, husband, even though I try to keep him involved in what I'm doing. But I guess the only way I can go with this question is to go right down the middle and say 35%.
Well, what we need is
10.
10. That's what the man said. You're right.
That's we're working for the yellow section.
You're absolutely right. You did that very well. Thank you,
She's
Amanda.
not a mathematician.
Orson,
for
how
goodness
about
sakes.
Carolyn?
Yeah, but she got a good figure.
Well, she's got a hell of a figure.
Who says 2 wrongs don't make a right? 10%.
Really?
Really, it's 5%. I mean, I never let her alone.
Right.
I follow her around endlessly.
Right.
She goes into the beauty parlor, I'm sitting there, and the next thing I get a little Marcel, have my nails done, read a love story, send out for a sandwich.
Okay, so you'll say
comes out from
10%,
under
right?
the dryer.
Yeah, 10%.
10%
I'm
it is.
with her all the time.
Let's bring on Carolyn. Carolyn, what percentage do you spend on activities that have to do with just you, not your husband or your family? Or would it be 10% of your time or 50% of your time or more than that?
You'd be absolutely amazed at what I could cram into 10% of my time.
That's what the man said. You're right.
Wait a minute, I don't like the sound of that.
What does she mean by that?
You wouldn't be amazed.
What did she say?
I said you wouldn't be amazed. Bert would be amazed.
I would be amazed, but Orson wouldn't be amazed. Gee, I can't wait to hear about that. We'll talk about that later. Thank you. You have a share of the pot in this little bit of time that you spent away from your house and family. Milton, how about Ruth? What's she going to say?
That's a very... I'm getting away from the jokes now. That's a very difficult question for me to answer because my wife, Ruth, is dedicated to community work and doing a lot of great things. She has just recently been elected president of SHARE out here, not the show, the SHARE organization taking care of underprivileged children. No, this is the truth. And she's got a lot of things. I got to say, more than 35%. I'd say 50%.
You go for 50?
Yes.
Okay, let's bring her on.
I hope I'm right.
Ruth, how much time would you say that you spend on activities that have nothing to do with your home, your husband, or your family? Would it be 10% or 50% or more than that?
You are including things like political activities and charitable activities.
I think those count as, sure, activities away from the house.
Yes, away from the home.
Yes.
I would say 50%.
That's what the man said. You're right. Wow, we have a 3-way tie, gang. Everybody got that one right, too. We split it 3 ways. We'll change places at halftime, fellas, if you will step to the rear. We'll bring the ladies out here, and then we'll come back for the second half of Tattletales, and you come back, too. See you in a minute. Here we go. We have changed places after halftime. I have the ladies with me, and if you are ready, fellas, we have a complete tie. So everybody has $100, a three-way tie. This question's worth $150 for your rooting sections, and here it is. Men, would you say that your biggest mistakes have come from your being too cautious or too reckless? Would you say that your biggest mistakes have come from your being too cautious or too reckless? Think about that, gentlemen, and come back and let us know how you feel in a moment. There they go. We'll start with you, Carolyn. How would Orson feel about this? His biggest mistakes from being too cautious or too reckless? We got kind of heavy on you in this show, didn't we?
Yeah. Gee, I really don't know what he's going to say. I'm trying to think of a big mistake. From his being too cautious or too reckless.
Yes.
You
want to think about it? Want me to come back to you?
Can you come back to me
Sure,
later?
I'll come back to you. Let's go to Ruth.
Yeah,
What's Milton going to say?
I think he's going to say too reckless. I think there's nothing cautious about Milton's makeup. He's an adventurer in all of show business and everything.
Okay.
I think reckless.
You'll say reckless?
I think so,
Let's
yes.
bring him on and find out. Milton, do you think your biggest mistakes have come from being too cautious or too reckless?
I'd say too reckless.
That's what Ruth said. You're right.
That's it.
Absolutely correct, sir. You have a share for the blue section. Well done. Amanda, how about Frank?
Oh, my goodness. Well, Frank is usually a very cautious man. And yet he's reckless, too. He does stupid things like marry all those women.
Yeah. He's married a lot of women, has he?
Oh, yeah, almost as many women as I've married men.
Oh.
Well, I'm just going to have to say that Frank's biggest mistakes have come from being reckless.
Okay, reckless it is. Let's bring him on now. Shh. Frank, what have your biggest mistakes come from? From being too cautious or too reckless?
Or too quick.
Or
I think they both all. What was the question again?
Have your biggest mistakes come from being too cautious or too reckless?
Well, I've been pretty reckless.
That's what the lady said. You're right, absolutely right. You weren't too reckless with that. You were cautious and got it right. Carolyn, you're being very cautious.
Any longer, right? Well, I still don't really have an answer.
Well, then you got to take a
guess that
guess.
since everyone else has done so well with reckless, I'll say reckless.
You'll say reckless.
Yeah.
Let's bring on reckless now, shall we? Orson, what do you think your biggest mistakes have come from? From being too cautious or too reckless?
Since Carolyn is a great plunger-inner, I believe that she would say that my greatest mistakes were from being cautious.
That's not what she said, but boy, she had to wrestle with it. She went back and forth, and we finally had to pass her over. Sorry about that. Amanda and Frank, Ruth and Milton, they get it right. They split the pot. We'll come back in a moment with our big double question, the $300 question coming up. Find out who wins. We come back. Here we go. Fantastic. This game is tied 2/3 of the way. Well, we have 2/3 of a tie. This question worth $300, and it's for you fellas. Here we go. Men, which one of you tells your friends more about your personal life? You or your wife? Which one of you tells your friends more about your personal life? You or your wife? Go away and think over that one. This one's for all the marbles, fellas. Come back in a moment. Here we go. Carolyn, we're going to start with you this time.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah. I tell everybody everything.
You never told me anything.
You never ask.
I'm going to ask from now on. Okay, he'll say it's you. Let's bring him on. Orson, between you and Carolyn, who tells your friends about your personal
We're
life?
both big blabbermouths, but I guess me.
No, that's not what she said.
It's not our day.
It's not your day. Sorry about that, Orson, but it was a game try. Ruth, what's Milton going to say?
Oh, it's hard, but I would say Milton.
You'll say Milton does? Okay, let's bring him on and find out. Milton, between you and Ruth, who tells your friends more about your personal life?
Me.
That's it. That's what she said.
Got a question? That's the answer.
Terrific.
You got it. It's so nice to turn around and see 125 people beaming at me like that. Isn't it a pleasure to get all those smiles? Thank you, Milton. Amanda, what's Frank going to say?
Frank never admits to anything. I'm the blabbermouth.
You're the one. Let's bring on Big Frank and find out. Frank, between you and Amanda, who tells your friends more about your personal life?
My wife was just voted blabbermouth of 75.
That's it. You're right. Amanda and Frank, Ruth and Milton split the pot. They are in a tie. Time is up. The banana section and the blue section win it. We'll come back in a moment and find out these two sections are going to divide. See you in a moment.
Anywhere.
Here we go. We had a tie. The blue section and the banana section, $325 each. We add 1,000. They will divide $1,650. That's not bad. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tattletales. Hope you'll see us too. Bye.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
This program was edited for broadcast